Jeff on line 2. Welcome to the program.
Hello, Pete. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling.
I just wanted to call in and use today's news at the NLC cutting their grants in Lieu. Do open line shows before about, and that's the provincial government more or less acting like the city of St. John's has all sorts of money to spend and just cut this out just because it's, just something that they want to do to cut costs.
Right.
So the Newfoundland Liquor Corporation, non-figure profits, huge profits, which in and of itself I'm not against. But given those huge profits, they raised prices recently, which to me, given their monopoly, was unnecessary and very difficult to justify.
They raised the prices, they laid some people off, and now they're keeping the grants in lieu of taxes.
Exactly. So I have a big problem with that, even though I do see the point that the NLC is making about the double taxation. I do see that. But if there was a better situation for the municipalities, then this wouldn't be as big a problem. So on one hand, you got this Crown Corporation cutting out this money with no compensation, no warning, it seems, just cutting it out, and municipalities can't replace that money. And on the other hand, you have the government taxing municipalities for their public transit. In St. John's, Metrobus, the city of St. John's is taxed last year $300,000 to operate Metrobus. So that's their own buses on their own roads, taxed by provincial government by $300,000 to operate. Now, $300,000 to provincial government, as crazy as to say, is not even a drop in the bucket. But as you can appreciate, for the city of St. John's, with crumbling infrastructure, or out in the area I'm familiar with, in the Goulds, in many cases, no infrastructure, no sidewalks, no water, no sewer, you're taxing the Metrobus $300,000 a year to operate its own equipment. It just does not make sense to me at all. So now, when I hear things like the Newfoundland Liquor Corporation raising prices, cutting grants, and making non-figure profits with a government-run monopoly, it just doesn't jive to me. It does not compute. The Goulds, like I said, has no sidewalks, no infrastructure. Downtown Center City, St. John's, hundreds-of-year-old sites crumbling, breaking all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize. I had no idea. You're saying that the provincial government charges the municipal government for the operation of the buses? Is that what you said?
Yes, they do it throughout the province. I'm only familiar with the numbers in St. John's, but it was $300,000 last year. I believe it's called some sort of road tax. Now, the actual name of the tax is not really important, but it escapes me right now. But I've heard it brought up at city council level by Councillor Tom Han a few times, and it's something that he's been championing, trying to get change with no avail, and it's something I brought to the AGM for the Liberal Party in Gander, which passed, and it's something that needs to change because you're taxing something that we want for a bus, right? Now, $300,000 in a year is not going to solve every problem Metrobus has, but it builds a lot of bus shelters. If you want to take the bus to work, you kind of sign up for it taking a bit longer and all that kind of stuff, and you got to stand in the rain waiting for it. I mean, it's a bit much, So it's just all these things coming together. At the end of the day, there's only one taxpayer. I mean, you pay taxes all these different places. So if I'm paying taxes to the city of St. John's to subsidize things like Metrobus, I'm totally okay with that, and I do like that tax money goes to it. But then you have the provincial government, who I also pay taxes to, taxing my tax dollars away from something that I want to be funded in the city. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah,
I mean, so much of this municipal government happens free of charge through necessity. I wonder, Has it ever happened somewhere in the country where all of the municipal governments have finally had enough and go on strike? What does the provincial government do in a scenario where everybody just throws their hands in the air and they say, that's it, you've gone one step too far, we just had the straw that broke the camel's back, and whatever needs to be done is all on you? Because I guarantee you, it's true what they say, that the one level of government that you would know immediately had disappeared would be the municipal government. That's the one that deals most directly with our lives in many ways, and it is strange at how the municipal government seem to get shortchanged and disrespected sometimes by the provincial government through various things like this whole grant in lieu of taxes thing that essentially these crown corporations do voluntarily, not because they have to, if they do it at all.
Absolutely. The provincial government, this is just my view of it, it's almost like they view the municipal government as some sort of subsidiary or a lower level of government, when really needs to look at it. Both levels of government are serving the same people. Mm-hmm. So they need to come in as equals, and instead of kind of taxing these little things just to get the money, or raising prices on liquor, which, it's not called a tax, but it is tax because the profits NLC goes to the government. Mm-hmm. It's just, they all need to just act on a level playing field, get rid of these taxes on something that we all want and need to have a modern city, and that's public transportation. Mm-hmm. The provincial government needs to stop taxing it for that much money. Right. It's a ridiculous amount of money.
All right, Jeff, listen, you taught me something tonight, something I didn't know, and I'll love to get the specifics on it now, because it was something I wasn't aware of at all before, but I appreciate your call tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
All the best.